Thank you for joining us for Affton School District's 25th Annual SOAR Awards program. This year was once again record-breaking with 43 total SOAR Award nominations, which is not surprising given all of the outstanding service and achievement from our staff, parents, and community members during the pandemic and the school year. I can't wait for you to hear about the great things these nominees have done for the Affton School District. On behalf of myself and the Affton Board of Education, thank you for joining us this evening to celebrate not only these remarkable SOAR Award nominees, but also our 2021-22 Teacher of the Year and some special Superintendent Award recipients. With that, I'll hand it to Sherry Hoagland, 5th grade teacher at Gotch Intermediate and our SOAR Awards MC this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Brockt. Tonight, as we celebrate our 25th year of recognizing those people who go above and beyond to serve our students, parents, and community, I would like to thank those who have nominated people in the past, those recognized for your hard work, and those who have received SOAR Awards. The light you have shown through your service continues to burn in the hearts of a new class of nominees and will continue to shine for years to come. SOAR is an acronym for Service and Outstanding Achievement Recognition. A nominee must be employed, contracted, or regularly volunteer in the Affton School District to be considered eligible for a SOAR Award. Nominees must have a record of exemplary performance or volunteer experience and demonstrate outstanding service and support to our district. The people that I will tell you about tonight are being recognized for doing precisely that. As I introduce each nominee, I will read a brief description. Then I will announce the 8 nominees who will be receiving a SOAR Award. I think that you will notice that this year there is a common thread. In addition to going above and beyond in their actions, many have persevered through the perils of the pandemic. This time last year, we had no idea what the end of the school year would look like, much less the beginning of a new school year. These 43 people have found the silver lining in a very stormy cloud. Let us begin. Mike Alexander, Community Volunteer. Mike is the director of the floor hockey program. He also runs the concession stand for the high school football games. Even though there were no football games this year, we know that Mike would have been glad to help out, as he is always helping the kids in our schools. Mike, thank you for your service to our district. Stephanie Averbeck, Community Volunteer. Stephanie is a great person and will help you with anything you ask. She is the president of the Parents Club and contributes her time and talent for the district. Stephanie, thank you for the time you spend making things better for our students. Ruby Barajas, Facilitator, Affton Early Childhood Center. Ruby is new to Affton and is currently teaching a group of students attending kindergarten in the fall. Ruby has gone over and above in her duties. The manner in which she speaks to her students shows that she genuinely cares about them, both personally and academically. She had to learn the curriculum quickly and has jumped in with both feet running and has done a phenomenal job. Ruby stays late most nights to ensure that she has a fun, engaging curriculum for the students each day. Ruby, your coworkers think you are the best. Michael Boehringer, Teacher Assistant, Manier Primary School. His nomination is from a parent who witnessed his interaction with her child over Google Meets. This parent cited the enthusiasm for activities and giggles that Michael elicited from the kids was almost contagious. The parent quickly started looking forward to when those meetings would happen. Michael takes the time to get to know the students and make connection with parents. Around Christmas, Michael dressed in an elf costume and showed off his school spirit on dress-up days. When the parent who nominated Michael asked her first grader how he would describe Mr. Michael, he said, "He's really fun and funny. I really like his class meetings. We get to play Jamboard together and use silly backgrounds." Michael, thank you for bringing a sense of normalcy to our students' lives and promoting positive learning relationships and experiences. Jane Bone, School Counselor, Affton High School. This year, Affton High School has undergone 4 significant changes in its schedule. During each change, the counseling department reviewed each student's schedule. Sometimes those schedules had to be adjusted. During these trying times, Jane served as a leader for the building in this monumental task and assisted in providing critical information to aid in the decision-making. Through all of this, Jane has managed to display grace, poise, and solid leadership. Her determination to maintain shared leadership, collaborative support, and a service-based department has been evident. Jane, you are a true warrior for our students. Thank you for making them your primary focus. Debbie Boyer, custodian, Rogers Middle School. Debbie is cheerful and hardworking. Each day, she has a smile on her face and offers to help anyone, anytime, even though she has many other essential tasks and responsibilities. Debbie is excellent at prioritizing her day and ensuring that her building has everything needed to keep everyone safe and healthy. She is a team player, hardworking, and super helpful. Debbie, the person who nominated you says that working with you each day is an honor and a pleasure. Casey Brooks, 6th grade teacher, Rogers Middle School. Casey is a kind and caring person who is an innovative educator. She is a strong and dedicated team member. From working with her 6th grade students and their families to supporting her fellow math teachers and grade-level teammates, she goes beyond what is expected. Casey spends countless hours working on fun and engaging math activities for her 6th graders, which is not easy when teaching virtually. Casey gives 100% and comes up with new ways to communicate with families and help her students learn. Casey is skilled at creating social-emotional learning lessons. She listens when students are struggling and need help. Casey is a proud 2005 Affton graduate who continues to be dedicated to her home district. Casey, thank you for going the extra mile to serve our students. Brian Byrd, teacher assistant, Affton High School. As a teacher assistant, Brian was one of the first to return to in-person instruction. During the first quarter, while everyone was teaching virtually, Brian hosted students in person to get them organized and navigate the world of virtual learning. As the second quarter began and teachers returned, Affton High School struggled to get substitute teachers. To assist, Brian supervised multiple classes while still keeping students safe and learning. Brian now works with the students that are learning via Edgenuity courses and keeps them motivated. He is also in charge of reviewing the Edgenuity platform for all students and alerts teachers when students are faltering. Brian, you have been an enormous asset to Affton High School during the pandemic, and your service is much appreciated. Elizabeth Cotton, 4th grade teacher, Gotch Intermediate School. Elizabeth is a hardworking 4th grade teacher. This year has not been typical for any of us, as we all know, and Elizabeth has gone above and beyond to create an online virtual classroom that is the next best thing to being in person. She has been supportive of all of her students and communicates with them regularly. She has helped her students cope not only academically, but emotionally as well. Because of Elizabeth, the person who nominated her says that her child has had a good day every day during virtual learning. Elizabeth, thank you for your kindness, support, and drive to help your students learn every day. Dan Crum, custodian, Affton High School. This former Affton graduate is making Affton proud. Dan is always helpful to staff and students in the cafeteria. Dan, we appreciate all that you do for Affton. Alicia Dailey, 4th grade teacher, Gotch Intermediate School. Alicia Dailey is a first-year teacher at Affton. The person who nominated Alicia has been witness to the growth that her child has made this year. She recalled that the year started out rough, thinking that everyone learning to work virtually would never work. She was pleasantly surprised. Alicia's class is so much fun. The parents said, Alicia is engaging and she is connected with these kids. She is such a great teacher. I have fun listening to her lessons. Alicia is skillful and works hard. She has also gone above and beyond by spending extra time on Google Meets to improve students' math and confidence. Alicia, thank you for lifting your students, listening to them, and respecting them. I am sure that you will be one of their favorite teachers for many years to come. Sarah Daughtry, Teacher Assistant, Rogers Middle School. Sarah is described as a person who is always there to help a teacher or student in need. She can often be seen assisting the ELL teacher. She serves as a substitute teacher when classrooms require one. Sarah tends to her lunch duty and bus duty, rain or shine, with a friendly smile. When the person who nominated Sarah was home on quarantine, Sarah stepped in to help, acting as a link between home and school. Without Sarah's support, learning would not have been possible. Sarah also helped a great deal when it came to administering the ELL tests. She took a test to become a qualified monitor for testing and began to assist. Sarah, your friendly attitude makes you a go-to person at Rogers Middle School. Rebecca Dietert, kindergarten teacher, Mainier Primary School. Becky has a fun way of making students feel special in her classroom. Her students look forward to coming to school every day because she makes learning fun. Becky goes the extra mile to make students feel connected to school by stopping by their homes and dropping off goodies for their birthdays. Becky, we thank you for going the extra mile and touching the hearts of your students and their families. Saleem Dilly, Maintenance Department, Affton School District. Saleem has worked in the maintenance department for more than 20 years. He is the first man off the lot in the morning and the last one back at night. Saleem's knowledge of maintenance is amazing. If Saleem sees a child or adult needing assistance, he willingly stops what he is doing to help. Likewise, Saleem is always there to lend a hand when his maintenance peers ask for assistance. Other tasks that Saleem performs behind the scenes include coming in at 4 a.m. to salt and plow the parking lots, replacing ballasts, putting up whiteboards, painting, repairing student desks, and unclogging drains. The list of things he can do goes on forever. Saleem, the person who nominated you wants you to know that you are deserving of recognition for your hard work, and you are appreciated by many. Jennifer DeSalm, 8th grade teacher, Rogers Middle School. The person who nominated Jennifer stated that when her daughter was struggling with the social aspect of virtual learning this year, Jennifer stepped in. Jennifer boosted her daughter's confidence and helped branch out and learn a new hobby thanks to Jennifer's encouragement and expertise. Jennifer, the time and hard work that you have given to your students is greatly appreciated. Through your actions, you have made history for the lives of the students you have touched. They will never forget you. Cindy Dorr, Teacher Assistant, Gotch Intermediate School. Cindy was initially assigned the job of Reading Intervention Teacher Assistant, but that job has morphed into working with virtual students. She is on Google Meets all day long, even when eating lunch, to help kids with anything they need. She also helps other students that need support. Cindy is kind and caring. Cindy, Gotch is very lucky to have you. Denise Dolan, Community Volunteer. Denise and her cohort, Lynette Shaffer, have made time all year to meet with Affton High School administration to work to find ways to celebrate the class of 2021. Knowing that fundamental rites of passage like prom, homecoming, lunch on the lawn, graduation, etc. were doubtful due to COVID, Denise partnered with the high school to support our seniors every month. Our students have received monthly gifts, treats, and celebrations. Denise and Lynette were innovative and a driving force to get these events completed. They have plans to support the kids through graduation. Their ability to coordinate the parent group and make these events happen is invaluable. Upcoming events that Denise has helped plan include supporting our students with treats at the Unprom and a senior barbecue for the week of awards in the spring. Denise, thank you for joining forces to make sure that our seniors have a memorable senior year. Katie Dunwald, Special School District Paraprofessional, Rogers Middle School. Katie puts 100% effort into her job. She cares for the students and supports them. Katie takes the time to send personalized emails to each student that she supports multiple times a week. She sets up Google Meets every day to support virtual students while working in person and supporting students who come into school. Katie has worked closely with the Choices program and has demonstrated skills like patience, understanding, and determination while dealing with students in crisis. Katie has developed wonderful relationships with the students that she works with. Katie, your students look to you for support and guidance, and you are always there for them. We appreciate all the time and effort you have put into making your students' middle school experiences a positive one. Chris Fidel, custodian, Affton High School. Chris is very friendly, helpful, respectful, and kind. He is ready to take on any task asked of him and will never let down any of his coworkers. Chris, your dedication to our district is appreciated. Alma Furco, head custodian, Gotch Intermediate School. Alma is a dedicated worker. She always has a smile on her face and is willing to pitch in and do whatever is necessary to keep our building clean and safe. She is always on the move. Whether it is setting up for an event or sanitizing the building, Alma is always working. Since taking the lead custodian role, Alma has also brought the other custodians together as a cohesive group. They often get to school before their shift starts to have espresso together. This camaraderie has led the team working together to keep our building in tip-top shape. Alma, you are a natural leader, and our building is a beautiful place to work because of you. Don Henning, English Language Arts teacher, Affton High School. The person who nominated Don has a child struggling this year without being in a classroom setting. He's participating in the summit classes where teachers provide written feedback, but the child was missing that instructional piece that comes from a classroom conversation. Don offered to work with the student after school on a meet and spent over 2 hours helping the child and providing feedback on a project. This individualized help has made a great deal of difference with the student. Though this parent would never expect a teacher to provide one-on-one time in the evening or even to check their email in the evening or weekend, this parent is grateful for you, Don, who saw a need and created a space to provide direct instruction. Thank you so much. Sarah Hiring, first grade teacher, Mainier Primary School. Humility, honesty, optimism, integrity, compassion, kindness, generosity, patience, gratefulness, and diligence are many of the numerous traits that Sarah possesses. She doesn't boast about her accomplishments, yet she has many. Sarah always smiles and is cheerful and finds the good in everyone. Sarah gives numerous hours of her own time to make all children successful. She shows concern for kids, parents, and all coworkers. Sarah is patient and allows students to be who they are. The person who nominated Sarah says that you quietly spread your stunning wings and make Mainier a better place to learn and work every day. Adam Josinski, Director of Technology, Affton School District. Adam and his team tirelessly support the efforts of teachers, support staff, administrators, and students. Adam and his team planned and implemented several significant technology improvement projects throughout the Affton School District, including more powerful and responsive Wi-Fi routers, upgraded phone and intercom systems, comprehensive security camera systems, and most recently, the transition to our new learning management system, Canvas. Although these projects may seem mundane and barely noticeable by most school stakeholders, these systems are at the center of everything occurring in the district. At no time has this been more evident than over the last 11 months. When the COVID-19 pandemic forced schools to close in March 2020, Adam and the technology team quickly mobilized and started developing resources to allow administrators, teachers, and students to remain connected through the Google Meet video conferencing platform. Because of Adam and his team, the Affton School District was better equipped and more agile at meeting the evolving technology needs to remain connected with students, parents, and each other. Adam has been a tremendous help in mentoring the new director of the St. Louis CAPS program. He offered to create additional computer access, thus ensuring that students will have the best experience possible when accessing the technology and web-based platforms they utilize. Finally, Adam's professionalism, attention to detail, calm and steady demeanor, and selflessness are at the forefront of almost everything he does. These qualities were on full display when the district was hit with a ransomware attack in February 2021. Adam and his team took on the impossible situation and figured out a way to restore essential services to allow the district to resume in less than 18 hours. Adam, we would like to thank you and your team for tackling monumental tasks with grace and speed. Karen Karsten, Special School District Teacher, Rogers Middle School. Karen has been a great addition to the Rogers family. She is energetic and has a positive attitude. She goes above and beyond for all students and never hesitates to help when needed. Karen, thank you for giving your all to our students so that they may meet with success. Nikki Kirksey, Kindergarten Teacher, Mainier Primary School. Nikki has led her kindergarten students and their parents through a challenging and unprecedented time of a global pandemic. She has invested herself in her students' learning and growth in an environment far from ordinary. She has managed all kinds of obstacles the children and their families are facing while learning new tools. Nikki is a compassionate and dedicated teacher who has been able to maintain her calm and positive attitude. Nikki, thank you for being a solid and consistent support system for parents and children as they adjust to the many changes that this school year has brought. Troy Kozak, English Language Arts Teacher, Affton High School. Troy cares about his students. The parent who nominated Troy appreciates his efforts. Troy made phone calls home when their child fell behind in his class and created a schedule to help the student get caught up. Troy also took time to check in with the parent's child to make sure he stayed on target. Troy's communications continued even after COVID shut the schools down and online learning was taking place. Troy, thank you for being an excellent example of how teachers should be. Amanda Lumen, Teacher Assistant, Mainier Primary School. Amanda goes above and beyond in her role as an instructional staff assistant at Mainier Primary School. Her primary role is supporting students receiving Title I math support. Because of the engaging and targeted math lessons for both in-person and virtual students, Amanda's students continue to make impressive progress. Amanda collaborates with both parents and classroom teachers to make sure she is meeting her students' academic and social-emotional needs. Amanda makes building relationships with students, staff, and families a top priority. She comes to work every day with a smile on her face and takes the time to put the smiles on the faces of Mainier staff and students. In her duties as a recess monitor, she takes the time to teach and play games with students while she is supervising. She truly cares about each student, and it shows. Amanda, you are an invaluable member of the Mainier team. Dee Loris, Social Studies Teacher, Affton High School. If Affton High School spirit had a voice, it would be the voice of Dee Loris. She is the one holding the microphone at pep rallies, rousing our cougar souls and encouraging spirited competition between the classes. For 23 years, Dee has set the cheerleading squads in motion as they performed carefully choreographed moves and the stunts that never cease to awe us. A true lover of sports herself, Dee has, no doubt, logged more hours of attendance at after-school games than any other staff member. Dee has been a social studies teacher at Affton High School for 23 years, teaching world history, contemporary issues, American government, psychology, sociology, American history, and even geography. Dee also works on the production of a newspaper and the yearbook. Thanks to Dee, students' memories and achievements have been preserved in the Cougar's tale and the pride. Dee has always stood as someone impartial and wishing to give opportunities to all regardless of race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, serving as an advocate for those who needed one. One cheerleader said, "Mrs. Loris is so much more than a teacher and a coach. She is a mentor, confidant, and role model. Mrs. Loris has impacted so many lives, including my own. She taught me not to worry about what others think about me and that it's okay to be the loudest cheerleader. She also taught me to find the positive in whatever situation life may throw at me. Dee, thank you for being that teacher for so many." Dr. Tim Lukey, Director of CAPS. The person who nominated Tim called him looking for guidance regarding their son's online learning experience during the COVID shutdown. The experience they were having was not good, and their son struggled. Tim was able to assist the parent in getting their son's academics straightened out, not only for last year, but the upcoming year as well. Tim had good insight and wise advice as they discussed options for the student's upcoming year. Tim, thank you for helping to ease the parent's mind and guiding their son toward a prosperous, strong finish. You are a fantastic administrator and an asset to the Affton School District. Stephanie Mattison, Science Teacher, Affton High School. The parent who nominated Stephanie is appreciative because, during this challenging time, Stephanie has made consistent efforts to recognize their son's work and focus on his strides while still helping him set realistic goals for making up late work. Many of our children are struggling more than before, and it's been such a relief to know that there was someone at school helping their son keep accountable and focused on his strengths and goals while they worked on the same at home. Stephanie, thank you for working so hard, but still taking time to connect with your students and show compassion toward them. Kelly Miller, Special School District Teacher, Mainier Primary School. Kelly has worked with Affton students for over 20 years. She goes above and beyond her primary responsibilities and embodies the hallmark characteristic of a quality educator, empathy. The parent who nominated Kelly has a son who struggles to make positive contacts and relationships. Kelly exerted the extra effort to establish the positive relationship, nurture this relationship, and witness his tremendous growth. She has overseen the development of reading skills and writing skills for a learning challenged child to the point that he has confidence and can identify countless words and read books. When Kelly learned that a virtual day had their son exhausted by the afternoon, she altered her schedule to meet him in the morning. And when he struggled to give his best effort for 60 minutes, she developed a personalized incentive plan that motivated him. Kelly interacts with children so they view her as a trusted ally in the building, someone they are comfortable with opening up to and speaking to without judgment. A district seeks employees that make individual students feel valued, cherished, and unique. Kelly has done this for this parent's son and countless others and instills a feeling of uniqueness in children. Kelly, thank you for valuing and cherishing some of our youngest learners. Tony Moyko, Social Studies Teacher, Affton High School. Tony has gone above and beyond in these uncertain times. As a teacher, he has always put students first and advocated for what was best for them. He has undoubtedly shown this attribute in more ways than one over the past year. As we have heard so many times this evening, it has been hard for many students and their parents to adjust to hybrid virtual learning. Tony has given up his planned time to allow struggling students to come in and get the help and structure they need in all of their classes. Tony motivates students to do their best on schoolwork and to ask questions when they need help. He is responsible for re-engaging some students who had all but given up during this tumultuous time. Tony has also advocated for making Affton equitable for students of all races and ethnicities. He is currently in his second year of teaching Black Studies, which focuses on the influence of Black culture on America and the world, a class that Tony saw a need for and created the course. Tony has also attended many professional developments to help make his Black Studies class even more meaningful and shares that information with his colleagues. Tony is challenging tradition because the times are changing. He continuously puts the needs of his students first. Tony, thank you for paving the way for adults and students to have an opportunity to broaden their horizons. Dr. Deanne Myers, Principal, Affton High School. Deanne's tenure at Affton High School began during one of the most challenging times of her life, when she lost her father. Then, the pandemic struck, but through all of this, she has remained a professional. Deanne's desire to make improvements at Affton High School and her absolute love for the staff and students is evident through her interactions that she has with all of them. Deanne, your heart is in the right place, right here in Affton. Jan Nelson, Librarian, Affton High School. Jan is a school librarian who does a lot more than just talk about books. Jan helps anyone and everyone with every single task that comes her way. This year, the actual intended use of the library has been altered. Students couldn't come and browse to find a book to read. Jan devised an alternative COVID-safe way to browse the selection Affton High School has to offer. This allowed virtual students to access the same resources as their in-person counterparts. When faced with a child who is a reluctant reader, Jan comes up with a multitude of books that may be of interest, thereby placing a little spark in that reluctant reader. Jan helped numerous teachers with making engaging lesson plans. As if this wasn't enough, Jan handles many technology issues for both students and teachers. Jan, you are the epitome of what a librarian does. You go above and beyond what the traditional definition is and are all the more remarkable for it. Matthew O'Brien, Spanish teacher, Affton High School. During this challenging year, Senior O'Brien has shown true grit and has shone like a bright star through it all. The amount of time and energy he puts into creating assignments and videos for his students is fantastic. He is in constant contact with parents and students, making sure expectations are clear and that no one is left behind or unsupported. Matthew gets input from students to make sure they are happy with how he is teaching and helping them. He creates fun lessons, whether students meet virtually or in person, and has a great sense of humor. The person who nominated Matthew said that their son has been fortunate to have many great teachers in Affton, and Matthew is one of them. Chris Perko, art teacher, Mainier Primary School. The parent who nominated Chris stated that, throughout online learning, Ms. Perko's continued enthusiasm and lessons she has crafted have been critical to my son's success at school and social-emotional development. Near the end of last year, as this parent struggled to explain what was happening in the world to her child, Chris shared a lesson about Frida Kahlo. Chris used the lesson to reassure students that they weren't alone and to help them build resilience and optimism. As the parent read the lesson with her child, learning about Frida's illnesses and resulting confinement, the son's eyes widened and he said, "That's like what we're doing now." It was this connection that allowed an open, honest conversation to occur between child and parent. What was the age of this child, you may ask? He was in kindergarten. This year, Chris's dedication and creativity have not wavered. The personalized feedback that she provides motivates students for future assignments. During such an emotional time, Chris has continuously given her students an outlet for expressing themselves. She has also done this knowing that not everyone has an abundance of art supplies at home. She has done her best to ensure that all of her students, not just those who come from families that have time and resources to acquire additional supplies, can participate equally. Chris, thank you for giving our youngest artists access to artistic and creative expression during an emotionally challenging time. Leslie Porter, Human Resources Specialist, Affton School District. Leslie is the administrative assistant to the Director of Human Resources. She has been an employee of the Affton School District for 11 years. Leslie is always professional and extremely helpful to everyone and treats everyone with respect. Leslie is a hard worker. She does her job quietly and efficiently and is truly an asset to Affton. She is friendly and approachable. She is highly reliable, and the person who nominated her feels that she can count on Leslie for anything. Leslie, thank you for your dedication, hard work, and professionalism that you give to the Affton School District. Lynette Shaffer, community volunteer. Lynette and her cohort, Denise Dolan, began making plans for the class of 2021 senior year last July. They have worked tirelessly to find ways to celebrate the class of 2021. Lynette has made sure that the seniors have been recognized monthly, knowing that the fundamental rites of passage like prom, homecoming, lunch on the lawn, and graduation were doubtful due to COVID. Lynette and Denise were a creative driving force to get events planned and tasks completed. They have plans to support the kids through their final year in Affton. Upcoming events that Lynette has helped plan include supporting our students with treats at the Unprom and a senior barbecue for the week of awards in the spring. Lynette, thank you for being part of the dynamic duo that has fought to make sure that our seniors finish strong and happy. Jennifer Sneathen, teacher assistant, Affton High School. Jen's service to Affton High School is passionate. While many parents and students have been cautious about returning to school, Jen has been there to model safe teaching practices and service to our students. Jen has worked very hard to build relationships with the students in need. During the first quarter, when everyone was learning how to teach and learn remotely, Jen hosted daily in-person meetings with our most struggling students to teach them the skills needed to organize, focus, and get work accomplished. She went one step further and followed up with these students to make sure they could work independently. When there has been a shortage of substitute teachers, Jen hosts students and juggles many Canvas pages to ensure all students are having their needs met. Currently, Jen and a team of educators are working to re-engage students who have lost their desire to check in. In a 3-week time frame, this team reconnected with 173 of the 193 students they were assigned to reach. Jen, thank you for putting others first and ensuring that everyone is well cared for and feels valued. Tori Tuma, teacher assistant, Rogers Middle School. This is Tori's first year, and she has been amazing. As a young staff member, she is an excellent role model for the middle school students. When the ELL teacher was quarantined, Tori became an essential link between the ELL teacher and students. She worked with Sarah Daughtry to complete their work duties and help cover the ELL teacher's schedule so that learning could continue. Tori took the test to qualify her to monitor the ELL students. Since both in-person and virtual students need to come to the building, scheduling has been challenging. She helped get the students from the classroom to testing sites, helped individual students make up missing parts, and provided an extra helping hand when the ELL teacher needed it. Tori, you have been a great asset to Rogers Middle School. We look forward to hearing great things about you in the future. Lauren Widmer, Director of Academic Options, Affton School District. Lauren has spent endless hours navigating the new systems this school year has required. Lauren has done a deep dive to support the data pulls necessary to keep eyes on students while they were virtually learning. One of her strengths is that she never gives up. She takes on creative problem solving regularly. When the student support team identified groups of teachers and support staff to keep an eye on kids for specific at-risk factors, she not only got the data, but also took ownership of ensuring the teacher team was trained to work with the particular interventions they were assigned. Lauren has been a trainer, data resource, CCI leader, SST teammate, and champion of students. Affton High School is very lucky to have her. Nicole Yale, first grade teacher, Manier Primary School. Nicole's nominator has scarcely interacted with Nicole in person. Instead, this person has connected with Nicole via Google Meets and emails, yet each interaction has made a lasting imprint. Everyone with whom Nicole interacts is a recipient of her benevolence. She is amiable to every coworker, every parent, and every child, never uttering an unkind or negative word. Nicole treats her job as a true vocation, giving endless time and numerous talents for the benefit of the school and children. She is enthusiastic, enthralling, and explains concepts exceptionally well to her first-grade audience. Nicole's nominator said, "To me, a SOAR Award recipient is someone who goes way above and beyond and teaches others, especially her students, to be better people by her example. I am privileged to know her and to be touched by her humanity. Thank you, Nicole." Melissa Yost, Special School District Teacher, Mainier Primary School. Melissa goes above and beyond for her students to make sure they are successful. Melissa does whatever it takes to help children meet with success. The parent who nominated Melissa is the parent of a child who has struggles. Thanks to Melissa, he has become successful and is eager to go to school. Melissa, thank you for doing whatever it takes to help children. It is working. The nomination of tonight's 43 nominees were read and scored by a representative group of district personnel and community members. Much thought and consideration are given to scoring each nomination. Tonight, we will present 8 of the nominees with an esteemed SOAR Award. Before I announce the SOAR Award recipients, I would like to take a moment to recognize the people who served on this year's SOAR Award Selection Committee. Those people are Amra Alabasic, Colette Book, Stacy Ederer, Scott Ellis, Mary Genta, Tiffany Shelton, and Amy Tote. Thank you for taking the time to consider each nomination carefully. And now, I would like to share with you the names of this year's SOAR Award recipients. Casey Brooks, 6th grade teacher at Rogers Middle School. Adam Josinski, Director of Technology. Dee Loris, Social Studies teacher at Affton High School. Saleem Dilly, Maintenance for Affton School District. Michael Boehringer, Teacher Assistant at Mainier Primary School. Leslie Porter, Human Resources Specialist. Alma Furco, Head Custodian at Gotch Intermediate School. And Nicole Yale, 1st grade teacher at Mainier Primary. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for all that you have done for our entire community. We will now move to the announcement of Affton School District's Teacher of the Year and Superintendent's Awards. To make that announcement, once again, here is Dr. Brockt.
Thank you, Sherry. It's my pleasure to introduce Affton's Building Level Teacher of the Year. The Building Level Teachers of the Year were nominated by their colleagues and represent their buildings in the District Level Teacher of the Year process. The Teacher of the Year for Mainier Primary School is Laura Montgomery. She's been a teacher in Affton for 25 years, serving another 4 years prior as a teacher assistant in our schools. From her nomination form, Laura is kind, calm, patient, caring, and giving with her students. She keeps a sense of humor with them as well. She creates bonds with each student, making them feel welcome, successful, and valued. The Teacher of the Year for Gotch Intermediate School is Nicole Aronoff. She's been a special education teacher at Gotch for 5 years. From her nomination form, Nicole's devotion and love for her work show through the success of her students. Problem solving is her key priority, always wanting what's best for her students and doing anything she can to make things right with students and parents. The Teacher of the Year for Rogers Middle School is Kathleen Hollenberg. She's been a special education teacher for 20 years, 13 of those in Affton. From her nomination form, Kathleen is dedicated to creating academic environments for her students that also give them a feeling of security. She is consistently putting her students' needs first. She listens to how they're feeling and makes plans accordingly. The Teacher of the Year for Affton High School is Stephanie Mattison. She's been a science teacher for 6 years, 5 of which have been in Affton. From her nomination form, Stephanie takes time to talk to her students and shows them respect, and in return, they trust that she will help them academically and allow them to feel safe. She has high and consistent expectations and doesn't let her students settle for less than they can achieve. On behalf of the Affton School District, we congratulate the Building Level Teachers of the Year. And now it's time to recognize our District Teacher of the Year. On an annual basis, we have a great number of staff members to choose from. Unfortunately, only one person can be the District Teacher of the Year. It's my distinct honor and pleasure to announce that the 2021-2022 District Teacher of the Year is Stephanie Mattison, science teacher at Affton High School. Congratulations to Stephanie on being named District Teacher of the Year, and once again, congratulations to all of our Building Level Teacher of the Year award winners. Each year, as part of the SOAR Awards program, there is an individual or individuals that are recognized by receiving the Superintendent Award. There certainly are a number of individuals who come to mind for their exceptional service to the district. As I thought about the decision, I couldn't help but think about the pandemic and some of the things that have left a big impression on me personally. Some of the images and stories that made a big impact on me came from our healthcare workers. These individuals were on the front lines in our hospitals as the fight against COVID was at its peak. Given this context, most of the recipients chosen this year for the Superintendent Award were included due to their involvement with our health services program, as well as being symbolic of honoring those brave healthcare professionals who work outside of schools. This school year, not only do they care for the health needs of our students, but they have completed Johns Hopkins University COVID-19 contact tracing training and lead our contact tracing efforts in our schools. I would like to thank all of Affton's school health professionals, which includes our school nurses, health room assistants, and athletic trainer, who have been an integral part of serving our staff and students this school year during the pandemic. Thank you and congratulations to the following individuals for receiving the Superintendent Award. Ellen Sillo, District Lead Nurse and Affton Early Childhood Center Nurse. Karen Laubert, School Nurse at Mainier Primary School. Kelly McCoy, School Nurse at Gotch Intermediate School. Anna Levinson, School Nurse at Rogers Middle School. Paige Etling, School Nurse at Affton High School. Paige Cook, District Health Room Assistant. Jill Jordan, District Health Room Assistant. Becky Stegan, Athletic Trainer. In addition to these individuals, there's one more Superintendent Award recipient that I'd like to recognize. This person has been an integral part of helping us navigate new and additional responsibilities brought on by COVID. In fact, her first official day working in the Affton School District coincided with the first day of last year's spring break, when the district administration team was thrust into planning for how to continue academic and student services during COVID. Our final Superintendent Award recipient is Sarah Springer. Sarah joined the district a little over a year ago as the Director of Human Resources, a position that had gone unfilled for the last several years. There's simply no way that not having this position could have continued during the pandemic. She has been counted on to handle an entirely new set of employee-related services brought on by the pandemic. In addition, she's added exceptional expertise and a strong work ethic at a time when it was critically needed. I appreciate her willingness to step up to these challenges from day one. Thank you and congratulations to those 9 individuals on receiving the Superintendent Award. Thank you for joining us for the Affton School District 2021 SOAR Awards program. Before we conclude, I'd like to thank Claire Prisgoda, Erica Chandler, and Sherry Hoagland for their work to make tonight's presentation possible. Your hard work and attention to detail are evident and greatly appreciated. Thank you. The biggest thanks go to the people who took the time to nominate our friends and colleagues. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the wonderful things happening in our school. Finally, thank you, our viewers, for helping us celebrate this special evening. The reality is we probably all deserve an award for doing our part to navigate the school year during the pandemic. Thank you for sticking together and remaining Affton strong. Congratulations again to all of the nominees and tonight's award recipients. This concludes tonight's award ceremony. See you next year.